Is doing and hello Bloomberg report. I guess somebody's trying to communicate. How you guys doing over there? In reference to professional analysts and people that know about the media, in reference to the Historic Society and the History Channel, this is very important in reference to the crimes of these people, what they have done. Like, for instance, we want somebody to put together the information, how these people plotted when they had kidnapped me from my mother's mansion and my father's mansions, how they plotted this whole situation, how they organized their people as their way of denying my identity, their activity of falsifying documents, these people, their forgeries, their manipulations, the type of disguises they have worn in their attempts of getting close to me to try to murder me, to try to steal from me, to try to fake uh, accusations that they have made, like what people they use, their impersonators, their tricksters. This is very important in reference to the history. So we need some people to put together, maybe some people in the media that put together the information of how these people plotted and premeditated their attempts of entering my mother's property when they had shot my mother, and they had shot me, and they had shot one of the Jewish friends of ours that was in the house in Beverly Hills. This is very important, like how it was all plotted, like how they organized and placed their criminal people in different areas, how they manipulated and how they infiltrated illegally into security uniforms in Beverly Hills and Bel Air. We need some analysts to put the whole, put the story of the situation and the situation of how these people did all these things. Like, how they plotted to put people in certain jobs that would intimidate me, or they would abuse me, or they would harass me, or the activity of them blocking me from my mother and father's mansions, how they roadblocked me, how they were stealing messages and letters from people that tried to send me letters in the postal mail. Like, what person in the inside of the post office was sending and resending postal mail to other directions, other locations. All that stuff's very important. We need to get analysts to analyze the whole situation, how they plotted this, how they plotted that, how they manipulated these people, how they impersonated these security people, how they stole money, how they stole postal mail, how they stole property keys of my mother and father's property. Where were they hiding at? What side did they come from? Where did they come from, and how'd they get into the companies? The whole plot of the scenario of these people, the activities of their forgeries, their manipulations, their communication violations of their people going around slandering my character to people. Basically the whole storyline of everything they've done to try to steal everything from me. Like, they had dirty cops, dirty government people, dirty people somewhere, and this person doing this and this person doing that. The whole story. Like a documentary of how they plotted all their tricks, how they manipulated and trespassed into Beverly Hills, how they trespassed and infiltrated positions, and they tried to steal positions at my mother and father's companies. It's like one of those, it's not like unsolved mysteries, but, it's like somebody analyzing the tricks of all these people. How they stole information, how they tried to steal access to company information or records that they tried to steal, and their manipulations of their fabrications as their tricks of, the history of my family being in business. And some of these people got into business, or they tried to invest, and then they thought they'd be richer than the people that have been in business in that company for years. The tricks of their lies, the tricks of their manipulations. And hello, Wall Street, how you guys doing? And in reference to hello, C-SPAN, how you guys doing? Someone might say. And in reference to the situation of these people, the whole plot, how they tried to use artificial inseminations to try to hold me hostage, how they stole sperm, how they stole blood, at what places they grabbed me and kidnapped me and damaged my teeth. The plot of their people kidnapping me back in the 80s and other times, even in the 70s, all the plots. In Chicago probably has some police reports about that too. They're messing with my mouth when I'm talking, the satellite minutes. So in reference to the history of things, having it all analyzed and put into the story of a documentary about this whole situation up to this point, up until, ongoing history, until I get home to my mother and father's mansions and properties. And, the History Channel needs to be doing this too. The PBS could do it. Some of the other news networks that have information about these people and what they have done, their tricks, their stealing of cars that my mother had tried to send to me, these people fabricating identities, all the manipulations that these people have done, all the tricks and costumes or the impersonators wearing clothes and things like that, and where they were positioned at, sneaking up behind me, trying to kidnap me and trying to hurt me all the time. The whole story of what tricks, what weaponry they tried to use. Anytime that they tried to hurt me, what type of weapons when they had tried to murder me? What type of people did they impersonate that had been around me? All this has to be analyzed and has to be put in a story too, in a documentary. And you guys can start off with a short one just to get something rolling out there. Get some special analysts that want to analyze the put together, an hour story or half hour Dateline story or something real quick, and then continuing with the story of what the situation is. To get it out there on the media so people can understand what the situation is. And a lot of people probably want to get involved that were friends of my parents, or they were people that are, out for justice to stop these people in their crimes, Hello, History Channel and places.